The competition between Ford V8 engines and Chevy V8 engines reached its peak in the 1990s. Both companies decided to overhaul and go in completely different directions. Chevy, being known for their small block V8, decided to do a ground-up aluminum block known as the LS, which was a continuation of their famous small block V8. Ford, on the other hand, decided to phase out their famous Windsor pushrod V8 and switch to what's known as the modular V8 engine factory. Now, there's a lot of disagreement, and it's not really about which is better or which is superior. It's about what the terminology means. So when you say Chevy small block, you're essentially talking about a pushrod engine that has a low center of gravity, doesn't have single overhead cam, doesn't have dual overhead cam. When they switched to the LS and the LT, they were advancements based on the core principles. So yes, it is not the exact same engine, but Chevy technically has made the small block V8 since 1954 and still makes it today. Now, why did Ford go to single overhead cam, or more specifically, the modular engine factory? So if you're different engine, but the same core principles. So a lot of people consider that the small block Chevy has been made from 1954 until we stand today. Others will reason that it was a complete overhaul and that there is massive differences, but essentially they still make pushrod engines as we speak today. Ford, known for their manufacturing assembly line innovations, small block side valve V8s, which was known as the flathead, they went a completely different route. They decided to look over their shoulder at what the Japanese manufacturers were doing with single overhead cam. So they came out with this, what's called the modular engine family, which they took their Windsor small block pushrod V8, they dropped. The rivalry between Ford and General Motors goes back about 125 years. We're going to be specifically talking about the difference of their V8 engines and when they decided to change certain technologies and which Chevys or General Motors brands are better than the Ford engines, and kind of the difference between Ford engine families and General Motors engine families. So let's start out with the most obvious. Ford really pioneered the modern assembly line. So they made mass producing a V8 engine affordable for